I'm communication's everything, man. I think there's a few those five things that Dustin went over are really, really good. That's to communicate with others. It's also to communicate with yourself. And like if you can't clearly communicate, you're gonna struggle no matter where you are in your life and your business currently. So it's something that I
Mhm.
would encourage you to really, really focus on.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the Built for More podcast with one of the most legendary human beings on the planet Earth. You know him by Matt Smith, but I know him by Matthew Smith, the legend himself. We are excited. Matt, how you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm here. I'm ready to rock and roll. Appreciate you taking time to be here again, and dude, I love getting to do this with you. So,
Yes. Hey, but how are we really doing?
I mean, we've been better, you know. Sometimes sickness gets us, but you still got to show up, you know.
The reason why I wanted to bring that up is because you texted me this morning and you said you're like, "Hey man, I don't think I'm going to be able to do the podcast today." And then you said, "You know what? Scratch that. Winners play hurt." I'm like, I'm like, you are you are psycho, and I love that about you. That's my favorite thing about you is that you're nuts. Um, so excited to hop on here. I wanted to go over a few things today, guys, that I think are going to be really beneficial for you. We're going to just jump right into it. And I'm going to give you a few kind of frameworks of some things, and then Matt's going to hop in here with me as well. But I'm going to help you communicate with your team and your organization a little bit better. And I think also this is going to help you as well. And I'm going to give you this framework. It's really like a five-step framework of how you can communicate better with your organization and your team, as well as communicate better with yourself. Haven't you learned, Matt, like the better you got at communication with yourself, the better you got at communicating with others?
100%. Almost always starts with like clarity with yourself.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, and I went to a seminar a long time ago, and the guy's like, basically, guys, I'm going to break this down to you. This is just a communication seminar. I'm like, I thought this was a success get rich seminar. They're like, communication seminar, because the better you communicate with self, the better you can communicate with others. Okay, and so I'm gonna help you with your team. So if there's people inside of your organization that aren't doing what it is that you need to be doing, what they need to be doing, Matt, do you ever have people inside of your organization they're not doing what they need to be doing?
Of course not, man. Everybody's perfect 100% of the time.
Uh,
Yeah, of
uh,
course, man. That's like I always say all the time is business is easy. It's people that are hard.
Yeah, people make it difficult. It's weird. It's like the most difficult things in life are often, though, the most fulfilling because the most fulfilling part about business is the people,
Yes, sir. 1000%.
right? It's like a marriage. It's oftentimes one of the harder things, and it's oftentimes one of the more rewarding things. Or in your case, parenting, super
Yeah.
easy, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Sure. Let's go with that.
yeah, raising kids is super, super easy, dude. No, but obviously not easy, but oftentimes the most rewarding. So, this is for the people that are listening right now that if you can't get yourself to do something that you need to be doing, or you can't get your organization to do something that they need to be doing, whether it's hit a standard, show up, do different things, I'm going to share with you kind of the framework to rock and roll with this. Okay. So I'm going to give you the five-step framework. Matt's going to jump in here with me on this, and I think this is going to be insanely beneficial for you. Okay. So if you're not taking notes right now, I would take notes. Okay. This is going to be very tactical on what is that you can do. Um, if you're listening, if you're driving or something right now, um, well, don't take notes. Okay. So just listen. Okay. Number one. So if somebody inside of your organization isn't doing what it is that they need to be doing, uh, the number one reason is because they don't know what to do. And this is actually more common than you think, which is they don't know what it is that they need to do in order to succeed at the level that they want to succeed at. So that boils down to communication. So number one is they need to know what to do. Under that is that needs to be communicated by the leadership. How many times, Matt, do you often find that leadership oftentimes lacks clarity in what it is that they need the agents to do?
Yeah. Almost every time it comes down to lack of clarity. And so like I have a saying, I'm a quotes guy. So I think clarity is kindness.
Mhm.
so many people think that like when you're being clear or direct is another, like the directness is a version of being clear, that's you're being a jerk or you're being mean and you're hurting people's feelings. It's like, no, I'm just, the truth is the truth. And I owe it to you to not make it sound different than what it is. And I want to be extremely clear on the expectations, not because I'm angry or upset, but because I owe that to you. And so said differently is to be unclear is to be unkind. And so, so
Mhm.
many leaders try to be liked instead of actually creating clarity of expectations. I mean, you go to like any disagreement between any humans ever is a result of unmet expectations. And
Mhm.
so, how do you stop that disagreement from happening in the beginning? Is it just be extremely clear?
Yeah. Yeah. That is really, really important. And so the number one is what is it that you need them to do? We got to get out of assumption and we got to, here's the other thing, Matt, and I'd ask you this. How often do you have to communicate what you need your agents to do and your team to do?
Consistently over and over and over again.
How long have you had your team?
Oh, shit. 12 years?
Okay. How long have you been saying it to your team?
No, I take that back. My team's been around for, I've been in business 12 years. Team's been 9 years. I've been saying it for
9 years.
9 years.
So, guys, I just want to get this through. What it is that you need your people to do inside your organization, you need to see it, say it every single day. You need to communicate it every single day, and you need to communicate it clearly every single day. Now, Matt and I have some different things that we do inside of our organization, but I guarantee you, if you go to anybody inside of our organization, they know exactly what it is we need them to do. It's crystal clear. And it's gonna boil down to a certain amount of appointments, a certain amount of connects, or a certain amount of contracts, or whatever it may be, a certain amount of activities that they want to see, or that you want your agents to see. So this is Matt says this is the contact sport. And so you got to get out there and communicate with people every single day. I'm going to use an analogy like a chef. Okay. So if I own a restaurant and I hire a chef, okay, and I just put him in the kitchen and I don't tell him what it is that I need him to cook or what it is I need him to do. He's just going to sit there in the kitchen doing nothing. Okay. So I need to be crystal clear. Hey, man, medium rare steaks. We will not cook it any more than that. We will do a rare. Here's how I want you to cook it. I want you to smoke it. Then I want you to finish it on a pan. 2 minutes this side, 2 minutes this side. I want to tell him what I need him to do. I need you to cook the steak. Now, if you tell your agents what it is that they need to do, and or if you know what it is you need to do, and you're still not doing it, it's number two. It's because they don't know how to do it. And so this is training and education. Inside of your organization, you need to train and educate your people on how to do it. Same with the chef. I need to show him how to cook the steak. Here is how you do it. Here's how you make the steak. Okay. With our agents, we need to show how do they log into the database? How do they make the phone calls? How do they reach out? How do they communicate with the people? How, like, we have all the scripts, the systems, the tactics. How do they do a listing presentation? How do they do a buyer's presentation? We as leaders need to make sure everybody in our organization knows how to do this. Now, this is funny because I'd ask you, Matt, how many people where the leader is telling them what to do, but they're not showing them how to do it?
Yep. So I almost said that at number one, but I had a feeling this was going to be number two, is
Okay.
because once you provide clarity, there's a gap that I see a lot over and over and over again, and it's what happens is that a lot of times the leader has done the thing that they're asking others to do. Hopefully, if you're a good leader, you have, and what happens
Mhm.
is it becomes second nature to you and you have graduated from the skill set that you were trying to get other people to acquire, and so you don't realize that it's hard for you to go back to being a rookie again. It's
Mhm.
hard for you to put the training wheels back on. And I think great leaders are able to break that down when they're training and sharing, communicating with people of step by step what the expectations are. And I'm curious your opinion on not only what, but why those expectations and why those steps are important for the end result.
Mhm. Yep, absolutely. And we're going to get to that for sure. So you got to be crystal clear on what it is that you want them to do. Number two, you got to teach them how to actually do it. Okay. How often are you training your agents, Matt?
Every day.
Every day. Literally every day. Okay. Same thing with me. I have a 30 minutes every single morning. where we're training and educating on the mission, the vision, and the values of the organization. We do training every Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays at 1 o'clock, full training. So we're
Well,
showing you exactly how to do this.
and like as an example, man, like it's so important that like I learn a lot from a lot of people. And one of the guys that I learn a lot from, I'm in a private mastermind group with Ed Milet and Andy Frisella. And one of the things I've caught from that group is like Ed said that a lot of people, when you're growing and scaling a business, you think you have to become like the entertainer, right? To use my paraphrase of what he says, and how he phrases it is that success in business is not about saying new things to old people. Success in business is about saying old things to new people.
Yeah,
And
that's good.
what he means by that is like the more successful people that he's around, and what he's realized is like you don't have to change the message. The message is the message. You just got to keep delivering the same message over and over and over again to a new set of people and get them to adopt and believe in the message. And I mean, I don't know if you saw any of the pictures, but yesterday we were in out a movie theater for our
So
state of
cool, dude.
our team, and it was a whole day just dedicated to where we've been, where we are, and where we're going. That's it. Mission, vision, values. That was it. A whole day. And we
So
do it
cool.
every single quarter because it's so important that we make sure that we get everyone back in alignment with who we are as a company, where we're going, and why we're going there.
Yeah. Dude, that was I may steal that by the way, which I do oftentimes with the things that you do. That movie theater was sick. It went really well.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
man. And,
I'm
and
gonna
until you understand why it's impactful, like we've done them in our office and we do.
yeah.
Second time in a movie theater because it just creates an experience, you know?
Yeah. And shifting environments really, really helpful and very important. Um, all right. So number one, you need to communicate what it is that you need them to do. Number two, you've got to show them how to do it. That is training and education. Number three, if they're still not doing it, it's because you have not given them a deadline on when it needs to be done. Okay. This is also really important. And I see this often. So if I get a chef that comes in and he's like, I'm going to, what I need you to do is cook the steak. Here's how to cook the steak. Right. And I walk in and I go, hey, man, did you cook the steak? He goes, yeah, I was going to get that done I was going to get it done tomorrow. I'm like, no, man, when the ticket comes in, I need you in 20 minutes, brother. When the ticket comes into the back and you see the ticket that you want a medium rare steak, like I need that out in 20 minutes. Oh, why didn't you say something? Right. And so we have to give deadlines to people and be crystal clear on when we expect the thing to be done. Okay. Whether that is a certain amount of appointments per day, a certain amount of connects per day, whether that is a certain training done by, whether that's, hey, I need you to have, like, I give out trainings, and by the end of the day, I need them to send me their notes on the training. And if I don't get the notes on the training, I follow up. If they don't follow up, I'm going to be honest with you guys. And if you coach with Matt, you'll have this and you know exactly what I'm talking about. But we put them on now a performance improvement plan. And I literally stole it from Matt. I put them on a performance improvement plan. Whereas if they don't hit the deadline, no worries. We'll get you back on to where you can. So how important do you think deadline is, number one? And then number two, if they're not hitting deadlines, to get them on a plan to where we make sure they do.
Yeah, man, it really, really good. And I mean, these are really, really simple frameworks, but what I'm just like processing as you're sharing this is like this shit is how you scale. This shit is how you sustain. This is how like the people that struggle, it's because they don't do these things. And it's I think a lot of people may be listening, be like, well, this is really simple stuff. Great. Go back and analyze how well you executing.
Yes.
I think that's
Yes.
where the gap is that people just they shoot past the target. And I mean, anytime that I look back in my growth professionally, or our team's growth, and it was stunted, like already these three things that were a big part of the reason why. And we're not even at 4 and 5, right? And so it almost always comes down to communication. It's everything. And so number one, if it doesn't have a deadline, then there are no expectations, right? And so you just again you have to be clear with the deadline. And so if you need to have there's two parts here. I'm going to go deeper on this is because I think there are certain things that require the leader to give a deadline, but I also think part of our job as a leader is to grow other leaders and to develop other humans. And so one of the principles that I kind of have stolen through the years from other people that have mentored me is that Depending on this, it's situational, but there are a lot of times where I'm talking with someone and I ask them to set their own deadline. Hey,
Mhm.
Dustin, when do you think you can have that done by?
Mhm.
And almost always, that deadline is way shorter than what I was going to give them anyway.
Mhm.
It's their deadline and not mine.
Mhm.
And it makes I think that combines, that's just like a leadership growth hack that I think that helps sustain and grow other humans to realize that we're helping them think through instead of waiting on me to give them a deadline. They need to give their own deadline on their things.
Mhm.
And it just really, that has really helped me grow and elevate other individuals. And then the next thing that you had mentioned is like, if they don't follow through by the deadline, what do you do? The honest answer is most leaders forget and they don't know. They either got busy and sidetracked because they forgot what the deadline was, or they don't know what to do when their person doesn't hit the deadline. And so that's where the performance improvement plan comes into play. And I'll give you another, just we're being tactical here. Is a tactical thing that I do. I'm meeting with someone and we're talking about something that we're going to execute together. They're working on, they ask for my advice, whatever it may be. Almost every time I ask them, when would you like that to be completed by? And they say Friday at 4. I put a 5 minute block in my calendar Friday at 4, check in with Dustin on such and such. So I
Mhm.
don't forget, right? And I invite Dustin. So Dustin sees it too. And he knows like, all right, this is a deadline that's not going to get forgotten. Because again, going back and looking at the history of my personal development is a lot of the gaps in my growth or areas where I wish I think I could have grown quicker or not stagnated is simple things like that I missed the importance of.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. Um, And if you listen to what Matt was saying there too, this goes back to communication, and it's really leadership communication. Is when do you think you can have that done by? Oh, I can get it done by this time. Great. Or even if you want to be a little bit more supportive, or a little bit more like um, be a little bit more aggressive with it, is like, hey, can you get this done by this time? Right. And then if they still don't do it, then it's I need you to get it done by this time.
Yeah.
Right. That's kind of like the scale of the, and Matt's right. Coming from curiosity, it's their idea, not yours. But if they continue to not do it, it's got to shift from their idea to your idea now. And then now you're running the show. And now this is where we put you on a performance improvement plan. You have now, unfortunately, now I have to be a little bit more top down, right?
Yep.
If you're not doing what it is that you need to be
So
doing.
I'll,
And
I'll
so
steal I'll steal a quote from John Cheplack. Some people earn the right to be micromanaged.
yeah, yeah. And I have this one. And if I have to micromanage you more than just this in this conversation, then we're not a fit because I can't micromanage people. Um, all right. So if we need to get somebody to do what it is that they need to be doing and they're not doing it, number one, it's because we haven't communicated what they need to do. Number two, if they're still not doing it, it's because we haven't shown them how to do it, training and education. Number three, if they're still not doing it, it's because we haven't given them a deadline. Now, if they're still not doing it, okay, it's number four because they don't have the motivation to do it or there's no incentive to do it. Okay, the incentive. Now, here's what I mean by this, guys. And if you're listening to this, you know I'm just we shoot you straight on this shit, which is losers pretend like there's no incentive ever. Winners have a long list of incentives, right? A loser's incentive is just like money, and that's it. Okay, which is in our business, guys, you have to remind people that there's an incentive. And by the way, as the leader, you have to remind them every single day. Guys, you'll have people, they'll pretend like they're not going to get paid if they don't make these connects and if they don't have these appointments, they don't put these contracts in. And we have to constantly be reminding them that why are you doing this? This goes back to what Matt said a little earlier in the podcast, which is what are you doing this for? Well, I'm doing it to create security for my family and so I can give experiences to those that wouldn't have them without me. Okay, great. What are some other reasons? Because I'll tell you this, a diner chef compared to a Michelin star chef, the incentives are much different. A diner chef's just trying to make a paycheck. A Michelin star chef's incentives are to create an experience for people, to get the James Beard Award, to get the Michelin Star Award, to create an experience that they never would have at any other restaurant, to make groundbreaking dishes, to challenge the culinary world, to make an income, to do all of these other things. It's much bigger than just the money. And so if somebody isn't doing it, you have to remind them that there's more of an incentive than just money.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's bigger than money. But money is an incentive we have to remind people of often. And so remind them of the incentive of it. Now, go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, they're really, really good. And I think most people, when you say the word incentive, they think financial, right? And
Yeah.
don't get me
Yep.
wrong. A lot of times, I mean, there is financial incentive. And I mean, I don't run a nonprofit business, right? Like I'm in it for profit too. And so there's
Same.
nothing wrong with making money. Um, I think that good people should have more money and you can do more good in the world. And I think that there's no shortage of money. So go get yours. But I do think there is a time where the motivation or the incentive is far, far greater than money. And what I've found personally is when you find that thing, it cuts way deeper and is way more motivating, and you are able to work through and persevere a lot more challenges because you're not doing it for an end goal, you're doing it for something bigger. And so not to get too deep in this podcast, but like I would just encourage people, like when you say incentive and when you're sharing that, like what I heard was purpose.
Mhm.
You really know why you're doing what you're doing? And do you like it's I think so many people, man, and I do this in coaching calls all the time, is like people are like, well, it's challenging, it's tough. This agent left and all these things that happen. And I'm like, well, let's go back to the mission. Why are you doing it? And they don't even remember the mission statement that they created.
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not calling anyone out. I'm just calling them up into like you need those things because this shit's hard. It's tough. You're going to get punched in the face. I mean, look at my quote behind me is it's not about how hard that you can hit. It's about hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. That's how winning is
Yeah.
done. That's what it takes in this business.
Mhm.
But you got to be rooted in your mission and you got to be rooted in your purpose on why you are actually doing it. And it's got to be far greater, in my opinion, than just money. Money
Mhm.
can be a part of it, but what can that money do?
Mhm.
I just encourage people to really understand that, and not only for themselves, but if it's that hard for leaders to find, imagine how hard it is for your agents
Mhm.
because of their peer groups and who they hang around and things that they hear and listen to. And so I just think it's really, really important that you communicate that clearly and help people find their purpose inside of your organization.
Yep. Yep. That's that's the driving force is like this is the driving force of all human behavior is purpose and incentive and what it is that drives you. So us as leaders, we have to constantly be reminding people of this, right? And this is where even in coaching where it goes down, it's like asking questions like, hey, what made you okay, so you had a goal of this much. Okay, great. What would what was hitting that goal, like what would that do for you? Well, we'd do this for my kids. We could send them to the school. I could pay off this debt. I could pay off the IRS. I go, understood. I'm like, so by not doing this, you're not taking care of your kids at the level that you desire, correct? Is that what you're saying to me? This is us reminding them of the incentive on why they need to be doing the things that they need to be doing, right? Now, okay. So number five, and this is the last one, and this is if they're still not doing it, they know what to do, they know how to do it, they have the deadline, and there is an incentive for them to actually do it, and they're still not doing it. It's because there is a block. Now, let me give you an example of that with the chef. Okay, showed him how to told him what to do, gave him the steak, showed him how to cook it, gave him a deadline, and then I told him I'm going to pay him. There's a chance he may get an award if he cooks it in a specific way, and here's our incentive, and he's still not doing it. Well, he looks at me, he goes, Dustin, I'd love to do all this for you, brother, but there's no steak back here,
Mm.
right? There's no steak. Well, how's he supposed to do it without any steak? So, our job as leaders, guys, and if you're listening to this and you're a team leader, or if you're a leader in any sort of organization, here's one of your jobs, and write this down. Your job is to remove friction. Okay. Your job as a leader is to remove friction. Okay. Is to create the system and process to where it is there should be no reason as to why this person isn't doing it, right? So, do they have a database of people that they can call? Okay. Do they even have a database? Do they have the scripts that they need to do what it is they need to do? Do they have an environment that supports these things? Right? We as leaders have to remove all blocks so the person can take action. Okay. Now, here's where we get down to the bottom of this. This is where I want your feedback on, Matt. If I tell you what to do, how to do it, give you the deadline, I give you the motivation and incentive to do it, and I've removed all blocks for you, and you're still not doing it, now you're consciously making a decision to not do it. And so now you've consciously made a decision to not do it. And if you're not going to do it consciously, and I've given you everything you need to do it, and I've removed all blocks to do it, and there's a massive incentive to do it, we're out of alignment.
Yep.
I can't have those types of people inside of my organization. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Dude, so crazy. Um, it's crazy how these things work. So we were at our state of the company yesterday all day, the offsite I mentioned at the theater. And one of the things we always come up with a theme for the year.
Mhm.
And so instead of me and the leadership team, we tossed some things around and had a couple ideas, but we just decided to punt that and said, let's just talk with the team and let's ask them what they think would be important.
Love that.
What is crazy is like I asked about, I don't know, three-quarters of the way through the day, kind of asked them what that was. And I'm like, well, we came up with a couple words. We're struggling with what it is. And like six people instantly were like, dude, you've been saying it all day. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, it's right in front of your eyes. You've used the word alignment 86 times today. I think that needs to be our theme for 2020.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's just it's just so powerful when you're actually aligned. And how we use it as the team is that we're aligned in mission, we're aligned in vision and values, and we know why we're doing this, and we're doing it for the same reasons. And like
Yeah.
to Dustin's point, if people are out of alignment, they feel like they're not a part of our organization, and in our organization, and I'm sure Dustin's too, that's when they self-select out. And that's one of the best things about our organization. Just
Mhm.
like our Built for More community. One of the best things about it is that we're not for everyone. And it's the people that are not a good fit that make it so special for the people that are, because this today's society has you wanting to think that like you got to be everything to everyone. And in
Mhm.
my world, that means you're nothing to no one. And
Mhm.
I just think too many people are not in alignment and they're afraid to be authentic and true to themselves. And so I think alignment is a superpower. And so anyway, for whatever that's worth, that's funny that you shared that as your word there because that's our
Yeah.
theme. Um, but
No, I just think it's super important. Like if I'm a steakhouse, right? And I want a chef and I need to bring the chef in and we have a certain level of a standard at our steakhouse. We're a five-star steakhouse, right? And you come in and you want to start cooking omelets
yeah,
or you want to start cooking a bunch of chicken, it's like nothing on you, dude. No worries. We're just not in alignment. Like I run a five-star steakhouse. I want to make sure we're cooking the best steaks in the state or the best steaks in the country or whatever it may be. I understand you want to cook omelets and chicken, which is fine. It's just not who we are, right? Like no judgment, and this is the truth. Like as as I've transcended as a leader, is like no judgment, man. But inside of our organization, we do this, 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 and this. And I've told you what I need you to do, and I've showed you how to do it, and I've given you the deadline on how to do it, and I've given you an incentive to do it, and I've removed all blocks for you. This just means that you don't want to do what it is that we do here. Like you don't want to cook steaks, and that's okay. No worries. There's another place down the street that will cook. You can cook omelets, man. No
yeah.
worries. And much love to you. And I wish you the best and you and your family the best. Literally no bitterness, right?
Yeah, and I think that no bitterness, no judgment, um, that comes with some leadership growth, emotional maturity,
Yeah.
right? 'Cause I haven't
Yeah.
always been that way, but I'm 100% that way now, right? Like it's taken a lot of growth and a lot of maturity in myself. But one of the things that, as you were talking through that, is like I think so many people, as they're going through that journey, they're going through the like identity of who we are. People struggle with how do you handle that conversation? And so I want to give someone tactical whenever that happens. And I learned this from John Cheplack. And no, so in that situation, we go through all five of those and they're just not in alignment. We're just going to the cliff conversation. And it's really simple. Sit down, Dustin. Hey, Dustin, thanks for meeting with me. Um, I just have one question. Are you committed to the real estate business? Dustin's like, yeah, of course I am. Awesome. How would I know? How would I know? And it puts them on their heels every single time. Their walls come down, and you can have an honest conversation. Because guess what? It's measured by the result. So they're not putting in the activity, and they know it. And so it's just a great way for you to leave that conversation in alignment. Because maybe there's something that you're doing that I haven't seen. So
Mhm.
maybe I'm yet to ask that question where someone has a great answer to how would I know?
Mhm.
Most of the time it's like they start stuttering and I kind of tried that one time, you know. And so it's just way easier to have that conversation because they almost most of the time they realize themselves and they self-select.
Mhm. Yeah. And you have to be willing to have that conversation with somebody. And I promise you guys, the more you step out of like judgment and the more you step out of like that bitterness or that resentment and you step into abundance as the leader, those conversations actually get a lot easier.
That's where
You
I was
know,
gonna. Yeah, no, I forgot.
mm,
But that's whenever you were holding the line is what I call it as a leader on those things of like, hey, we are a steakhouse, and that's like we just don't cook omelets here. And the way that you are able to hold that line, it's some people perceive that as you being judgmental or mean or cruel to those people that are the omelet chefs. But the reality is what you are doing is you are now serving everyone else that is on board for the steakhouse by holding the line of, hey, we're a steakhouse. And
yeah.
I believe that that's what our team deserves.
Mhm.
Whenever they believe in who we are, like it's so much easier for me to hold the line because I see all the amazing people that are holding the line and doing their part. And it's just
Mhm.
like it's instant for me. It's not even a discussion because it's just my responsibility to continue to protect that and grow and improve that for everyone else.
Yeah, and it's really important that you hold that line because if I'm like an up and coming chef and I have a dream of opening a steakhouse one day, or I have a dream of becoming a top chef or whatnot, and I go to work for this five-star steak restaurant, and I go in there and I go to work and I get in and day one, they're like, all right, guys, we're switching it up today. We're gonna make omelets. They're like, well,
Yeah.
I thought you guys were a five-star steakhouse, right? See, when you don't hold the line, is you end up losing people to a different. You end up losing them because they get on board and they're like, "Well, this isn't what I signed up for," and you end up losing really good people because you are tolerating things that aren't in alignment with your values.
Sure.
And I've done that a ton of times where I've held on to. I got to be honest, man. I can't. There's maybe almost every time except maybe two times in the past 6 years I've held on to the people too long.
Yeah.
I've held
Same.
on to them too long. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I just let them. I'm like, they'll learn. You know, I let them in the kitchen cooking freaking omelets. I'm like, they'll cook steaks tomorrow. They'll cook steaks tomorrow. And then I'm like, no, they're not. And so you're
Yep.
gone. Yeah.
Yeah, same man. And I think and And I think that part of that is just our heart, right? And it's just that we want it for him so bad. And I guess I have seen this too, is that I've seen people that came in and to use your analogy, like they were looking for omelets and they walked into our steakhouse, but
Mhm.
they showed up to the steakhouse enough where they're like, huh, I think I can cook steaks too. And they started cooking steaks.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
it's like there's part of that that I've seen and the heart in me is like I just want that for everyone. But what I realize is they have to want that for themselves.
Yeah. And
Want
I
it for
think we know who we are, dude, and where we came from and where we were at the beginning of our careers. And we're like, if like, and I mean this, and I know you hear it, and it's cliche to say, but I know Matt would say, if we can do it,
yeah.
literally anybody can. Like,
Yep.
and so yeah, and I've learned to not fall in love with potential, and I've learned to look at people's patterns and behaviors and take it as truth, instead of living in a fantasy of what could be. I have to look at what is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's truth is truth, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
And
So,
it doesn't mean you don't give them an opportunity to adjust and change their behavior,
mhm,
but they have to make that choice and they have to make that commitment. And
yep,
that's on them.
yep. And guys, everything that we gave you as far as the framework today, this is a training for your team. I take this exact training and I train my team on this. I go, guys, here's what it is, what to do, how to do it, deadline, incentive, and I've removed all blocks. Okay. If you guys have decided to still not do it, well, then we're just not in alignment and no worries. Let's have a conversation. But I want you to see, like, guys, you've been given everything.
Yep.
Now you have to make, I tell my team this is destiny is not a disease, it's a decision. So your future, the things you want won't happen to you. They'll happen because of you. And so you have to make a decision to do this, and I can't do it for you. And so what another thing that I'm looking for inside of my organization is grown men and grown women.
Yeah.
And a man and a woman become a man and a woman when they realize no one's coming to save them. Okay. And what we have to step away from as leaders is this thing called the savior complex,
Mm.
which I've lived in it for years before, where I thought I could save people. And I realized quickly, I'm like, okay, I'm not Jesus Christ and I can't walk on water. I can help people, but I cannot save people. Okay. And so when you hire and get people inside of your organization that want to be saved, unfortunately, those are the people that you're going to have to realize they're just not in alignment.
Yep.
Okay. And so those are people that believe destiny is a disease. And we want people that know it's a decision. And we want grown men and grown women who know that no one's coming to save them. And we want them to know inside of our organizations that they can go further, faster, and net more with us. And so that's what we're trying to do here. And we're creating an environment and a community that people can be a part of something that's bigger than just themselves.
So good. I'm going to give you the problem that I see.
Hit me.
Everything that you said. But if you were listening and you heard what Dustin said and you're like, yes, that's what I want, but I still struggle. Let me help you unpack why you may struggle. A lot of what I went through and what I coach people through is that they struggle to be able to hold that line because they have personal development they still need to go through themselves.
Mhm.
They are not yet that individual, and so it's hard for them to hold the line that they feel like a hypocrite when they are doing that for their team. And so you've heard Dustin say this many times, but it all starts with you. And so you've got to be you have to model and demonstrate the behaviors you expect. And you have to do that consistently. And the because there's a couple of reasons. Number one is because you'll feel like a hypocrite. But number two is that if you're not doing it yourself, then the right people that you are attracting following this model, they'll see right through you and they're not going to stay.
Mhm.
And so I just think and there's another thing too. This just popped in my head, so I'm going to throw a curveball here. I'm curious your opinion on this. I think there may be some people that are afraid to do that and afraid to attract those committed grown adults because of what it would require them to become in order to keep them as they grow.
You are spot on, my friend. There's levels of human beings, and um, most people aren't attracting the talent that they want to be attracting because they're not the person that those people want to come to. It's like I would say, you want to attract a bunch of people that make six figures, you better make high six figures, right? It's like how did I was listening to this on through a book the other day. A guy's like, he's like, how I became worth millions is I hung around people that were worth billions. And so it's like, are you worth hanging around for top level people? Because what I think, man, and this is good. I don't think people are fearful of success. I think people are fearful of responsibility. Like, so when people are like, I have a fear of success, I think that's a fancy way of saying you don't want more responsibility. And unfortunately, the quality of your life and business is a direct reflection of how much responsibility you can uncomfortably take on. And so you're right. It's like, man, if I attract these top talents, well, then I really got to bring it. I go, yeah, because here's the thing: if you're a poor leader, you can outsmart people with just your rhetoric. See, when you get around winners, rhetoric loses its tone, right? It loses it's like when I say it's like the only people you can impress by buying things is other losers. The only way to impress winners is by work ethic. what you build, what you create, what you do. So no, you're spot on. And the personal development piece, it's the biggest missing link. How many people, man, they hire you as a coach because they want to make more money, they want to build their team, they want to build their organization, but it ends up being something personal.
95%.
Yeah,
I even
95% of the time.
I had one that I he coached with me for 9 months, and he came on a call. He said, "I just need you to shut up and listen." I'm like, "All right." And he said, "I've wasted 9 fucking months. You've told me over and over and over again, and I kept ignoring you because I thought I knew better. It's not the strategy, it's not the tactic, it's not the system, it's not the process, it's me.
Mhm.
So I want you to know, thank you. I finally hear you. Today's the day that we make a change." Like I got
Yeah.
thinking about
Yeah,
it.
no, I love that
But
shit.
guess what happened to his business? Guess what happened to his life? Guess what happened to his relationship with his wife, with his kids once he made that decision?
Mhm.
Everything in his life is now better. But up until that point, it was a struggle.
Mhm.
And it's just like it's really that simple. Like him just accepting it and being like, "Yep, I got to be better."
Yeah.
And so, for whatever that's worth, I think that just reminds me of a great story because I think so many people fight against it, and it's stop fighting against it and just fight for it.
Well, I ask this question to my clients. I'm like, would you rather be right or grow? Pick
Yeah,
one. Because you're so dogmatic about this story. It's oftentimes the thing you're the most certain about that you're the most wrong about.
yeah,
And so it's like I ask this with people with their marriage. Would you can either be right or you can have a great marriage. Pick one. So it's the exact same thing. Is like we hold on to these stories and we become dogmatic about them, about doing it my way, or I'm going to do it like you're going to be a new pioneer. It's like, what are you looking to pioneer here? I'm actually doing what it is you want to be doing, but we want to be right.
yep.
And I
And
go,
I almost think that we spend so much time convincing ourselves that we're right because of our ego that we start believing our own like we
"Mm,
convince ourselves. Right. And so it's not even made up anymore, but we've just told ourselves that same story over and over and over again that just becomes truth in our own brain.
yeah. I would say you want to be right and broke, or you want to be wrong and rich. So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, nope, you're right. You got the strategy. Like everyone can be my coach. As long as you've gone to where I want to go, you're right. I don't know how to get there. So tell me exactly what to do and let's do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really good. Man,
It's being
I got something I wrote down here that I think may be helpful.
okay.
Because what we're talking about is how to create alignment, right? How to get
Mhm.
people rowing in the same direction, how to communicate clearly with your team, and how to just kind of continue to grow as a leader, and to get everyone on the same page. And so I did an exercise. I'm probably due to do it again, but I did it. I don't know, 9 months ago, in our organization. And it was just I had a sales meeting. I had a feeling I have a pulse on our organization. I told our director of sales, I said, I got this one. I'm just going to do it a little different. And I went in with no script, with no anything, and I had two questions, and that two questions and a whiteboard. And I pulled in the whiteboard and I said, all right, here's question number one. I want you guys, no holds bars. I want you to be honest and lay it on me. What are the things that you are looking for in the perfect real estate team that you are looking to align with?
Mm,
What are you? And
good.
I whiteboarded out everything that they said.
Say that question one more time.
If you could pick the perfect real estate team that you were to look for, what are the things that you were looking for in the perfect real estate team that you're looking to align with?
Okay.
What is it that is important to you in the real estate team that you choose? And there was a lot of great, like, I mean, the whole whiteboard was full. Like I just kept pulling and pulling. What else? Tell me more. You got to have more than that. And if they didn't give an answer, I called on them personally to give an answer, right? And sometimes they would say one's already on the board, so I'd add a tally. And why I did this is because I have belief in who we are and what we provide, that everything that they need, we already have. And so after that, we unpacked all of that, their words, not mine. I asked them all as a group, is there anything on here that is just unrealistic that would never happen? And it's not really a need, it's just a cute want. And there's a couple things that they said, yeah, cross this out, cross that out. And then I stood back and I did the whole like rub my beard thing. Huh, I noticed something interesting. There's a common theme in all of these. Anyone else see anything? Anyone else see what I
I
see
love
here?
it when Matt. I love it when Matt gets that look on his face. So, dude, it's like you walked right into it. Matt,
Yeah.
when he speaks, dude, he has this way of asking these specific questions that he has you walk right into the bear trap.
Yeah. Well, I think people learn better that way, right?
Yeah, I do too. I know it's so
Instead of
good.
me
I love it.
telling them, like I want them to discover it, right? And
I know
so,
self discovery. Yeah,
yep. And so, like, and then like the team, they just went crazy, and they were like, we fucking have all those things, everything on that board we have.
yeah.
I'm like, and how cool is that? And they're like, that's pretty awesome. So, how does that make you feel? Proud to be here, and all it was like all this warm and fuzzies, and this is where it got fun. I flipped the whiteboard to the other side, and I said, all right, now let's pretend you're the perfect real estate team that embodies all of these things. What are you looking for in a perfect real estate agent that you hire on your team?
You are an animal. I
And
love it.
they shared all of the things. And I said, man, I was really hoping that we'd have the same recollection that we did about the team when we were talking about the agents. But do you guys see the difference? And they're like, yeah, we don't do half that shit. I'm like, what do you think we
It's
learned
so
from that?
good.
Right. And so I took them through of like, quit the whining and moaning. Like you have everything that you need and then
Mhm.
some. If you're not where you want to be on this team, it's not the team. It's you. And not in a hey, like you suck, in a hey, like this is your wake up call. This is your opportunity to be better because you have the opportunity to win. And I'll tell you, like that was a transformational moment for our culture. It really was because it's just it really kind of I've always been anti-victim, but ever since that moment, like I have zero tolerance for it now. I mean zero, zilch. Like it, they just it's, and I think that moment gave me permission myself to be that strict with that.
Yeah. My team listens to our podcast, so just so you know, if you're listening to this and you're on my team, we're doing that exercise. That's fire. It's really good. Because you get into business, there is you, you always want someone else to hold up their you always want something more from the victim always wants something more from somebody in order to do the very basic thing that they stated they were going to do. And when you realize that you've done everything, you've given them everything that they need to do in order to be as successful as they need to be, that it's on them. Um, yeah, that's huge.
There's another thing too, man. I went into it completely open. Like, if there was something on that board that we don't have that they need, that I want to know,
Yeah.
right? It just like, and so let me take you a little deeper. Like, one of the things on there was a higher split. And so what I said, like what I asked was, said, what, who, raise your hand if you said higher split. Okay, take me further, take me deeper. What do you mean by a higher split? Well, we want to make more money. Oh, okay, so those are two separate things. Do you want a higher split or do you want to make more money? Which is more important? Well, I want to make more money. Okay, so I'm going to wipe out higher split. Your real problem is make more money, right? And so like there was things like that I took people through that were just pie in the sky stuff to
Mhm.
actually get to the root of what the thing is, you know?
100%. Because the big thing too, and I could go on to split stuff all day long, is it hey, it's mathematical on specific things. Like I know people who have 70-30 splits with their teams or 80-20 splits with their teams or whatever. They're not profitable.
Yep.
So I was asked my team, is it okay if I'm profitable?
Yep. 100%.
Like, do you guys all want to be profitable? Yeah. Is it okay if I'm profitable too? Is that all right? Are we allowed to both be profitable?
I started
Um,
saying that 3 years ago.
did you really?
So much so, man, that I'm so transparent now. We shared a quick P&L month by month
Yeah.
publicly at our state of the company with our team.
Good.
Like, here's where we're at. I mean, there's months where we lost a lot of money, and there's months
Yeah.
where we made a lot of money. And
Yeah.
I shared it openly. And guess what? Guess what the consensus was when I shared it? Number one, people were like bored with the numbers. But the people
Yeah.
that understood what they were looking at were like,
Yeah.
you invest that much every month for us to have the chance to sell real estate.
Yeah.
They're like, that's crazy. And you lost that money. They're like, I made 20 grand that month and you lost 80? What? Yeah, and you guys didn't know, right? We're still operating. And so it really, I think that transparency of like, I think it's really, really important as you grow and scale a company because you will have those people that think that at Dustin's making $1 billion every year on the real estate team because he has no expenses and he's just taking advantage of everyone, right?
Mhm.
Um, and reality is like there's a lot of teams that aren't profitable. Dustin and I both run profitable businesses, but there's a lot of expense every month. There's a lot of risk that we take on in order
Mhm.
to bet on the team actually making money.
Yeah. Yeah. And the great thing about being on a team, guys, or in an organization like ours is when you don't do any deals in a month, it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
that is the benefit of being on a team is all the expenses are taken care of for you, the leadership's taken for you, the community's taken care of for you, all these things are taken care of for you. If you're on a team and you're listening to this, it's how are you showing up for the team, number one, and quit looking at how what all the team's not doing or doing or not doing for you, or like I get this one, I'm like, someone walks in my office like, hey, the vibe's a little off today. I'm like, that's like you complaining about traffic. You are the vibe. Bring better energy, man. Go check in. Let's rock and roll. Get out there and start making phone calls. I guarantee you, if I go out there and start making phone calls, the vibe changes. I'll show you. Boom. Like so, if you're on a team, guys, there is a massive opportunity. I'm going to be super honest with you. Shit. If I started over today, I may be doing what Cody's doing on my team, right? Or of that nature. It's a higher net with a lot less risk. I would tell you this: if you're on a team, you can get a significantly higher net with little to no risk on a team. And if you have a great leader who was willing to tell you the truth and who cares about you enough to give you exactly what it is that you need and tell you the truth about what it is you need to do, go hug that person and tell that person you're grateful for them, because those are rare. It's very, very rare to have somebody in your life that cares about you enough to tell you the truth. Um,
That's really
so,
cool. And that's what I shared with my team too. After we went over the financials, as you mentioned it, like I'm just reminded, is that I said, what's really cool is that as we've evolved over the years, it hasn't always been this way. I said, but I can say without a shadow of a doubt right now, that we have the best opportunity for an agent anywhere in the country. No
mhm,
one can compete with what we have. I
mhm,
said, if I was an agent, I would sign up in a heartbeat to work with us. No one can compete, and we are the best for the agent. And I think like having that confidence is like really helped me be more transparent and shared. And also, I think that's one of the reasons why we continue to attract killers,
mhm.
right? Like I was going through the numbers. We've got like um, three people going to sell over 60 homes this year, another two going to sell over 50. Like
That's
our
insane.
dude, our OGs are like if they don't sell 40 homes, there's a problem. And we got a bunch of
Yeah,
OG, you know what I mean? Like we
yeah,
just got pillars. And I think it's just really, really cool that we're able to do that because honestly, they're doing phenomenal work. But it started with me continuing to grow and evolve as a leader and elevate the environment and continue to challenge everyone to
mhm,
show up as the best version of themselves. And it's just awesome to see how they responded and the lives that they get to live now. It's just
yeah,
really cool.
yeah. And I know this too, Matt, is every team that is a growing team that's up year over year, they believe that their team is the best team to join in the country.
Better.
Like you have to believe it. And the reason why you believe it, Matt, is because you have hit any crack, you're filling it. Any crack, you're filling it. You are living out the mission, the vision, the values of the organization. Like you can literally look at it and I'm like, why would you go anywhere else? And you believe it in your soul.
Yep.
And I've learned this too, which is powerful, is I don't need people to believe that this is the best place. I need them to believe that I believe this is the best
Better.
place. Right. And so that's awesome. You have any final thoughts for the podcast?
I'm communication's everything, man. And so if you don't understand communication, I mean, I think there's a few those five things that Dustin went over are really, really good. That's to communicate with others. It's also to communicate with yourself. And like if you can't clearly communicate, you're gonna struggle no matter where you are in your life and your business currently. So it's something that I
Mhm.
would encourage you to really, really focus on.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you guys for being on the Built for More podcast and joining us. Hey, share this with, if you enjoyed this, share this with somebody that you know and like that is in the real estate business. Also, if you have any questions about the Built for More community, be sure to reach out to Matt and I. We're on Instagram, we're on Facebook. We're easily accessible. And, or if you're looking to have a coaching conversation, reach out. We'll hop on a discovery call. It's free. We'd love to chat with you and see if we're a fit. Until the next time, though, thank you. Go crush it.